Rick Mahorn, thank you for joining us once again. They shouted you out, Rick, as basically the one that sparked the Bad Boys and Bulls rivalry. When you set it off you went in and you really didn't do nothing. You just kind of pulled Jordan down. You just kind of pulled him down, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted to jump in, and you was throwing everybody off and back up off me, give me 50 feet. It was a great segment to see.
Nah, Strick, all them days that were far behind me. I don't know. Oh, Lord, don't get me started. I start getting chills, ready to go play.
Big Rick, man. My man is a big Duke fan, and so this came out on the wire.
Wait a minute. Who's a Duke fan? I hate Duke.
I'm sorry. The first game I watched was them losing to VCU in the tournament. My favorite color was blue as a kid. I got sucked in. What can I say?
Well, stop getting sucked in and stop drinking that blue Kool-Aid and get some real stuff.
It's tasty. I love that blue Kool-Aid. Too late. I'm already gone.
Nah, you don't even drink. That's you gotta drink some Purple Saurus Rex or something like that. Anyway, but no. What was the question? I'm sorry.
It's not really about Duke. It's about a Duke player in the NBA, JJ Redick, and he interviewed with the Toronto Raptors. Is that an interview for the head coaching job that you think they're actually interested in, or do you think that's with him and his NBA connections, just kind of an information gathering sort of interview?
Well, it's a lot of things. You like to, if you're a coach in this league, and I was in there briefly, you want to get as many interviews as possible. And if, a guy coming from the TV booth going straight into coaching, that's, it's kind of rare, but it's not rare now in today's NBA. How can you relate to players? The players are totally different than when Strickland and myself were in the league, where we had a lot of veterans trying to, tutor us to be better professionals. Now it's like a guy could be in the league he comes in at 18 and he's 21, and all of a sudden he's a veteran over a guy that went to college for 4 years. So it's a different kind of rule to a degree, but I think, hey, opportunities, if you know somebody, why not?
Yeah, Rick, there's some good coaches out there, Rick. I mean, they're very relatable, that especially what you just expressed. There's a couple that come to mind that have, went through and spent time in the G and have been coaches and had some success and are on the grind there doing wonderful things. One in Atlanta and I think one in Milwaukee. I think Sam Cassell is up there, and I think about him, and I think, man, Sam would be he was a great floor leader. He would be a tremendous one, to get a hire to be up next. And then Nick is another one, man, just one of those guys that just know how to relate to the players of the day. And it just, sad that they don't get, the opportunities I'm seeing to be able to jump in the mix.
Well, I look at guys like Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
I look at, if you're really talking guys that have a pedigree about it. Mark Jackson, I know Sam Cassell and, the old school guys. Do they get a fair shake? I really don't know, because in this league, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And the fact that, or how much butt you can kiss to get somewhere. I mean, not saying Derek Fisher wasn't a good coach, even Jason Kidd, how many opportunities? As a guy, is he successful, or is he just a guy that said, okay, I just want to hire Jason Kidd, or, to that level? But to me, it's about not what you know, it's who you know. Because I've seen coaches in this league, and I'm not hating on none of them. A job is a job, but it's like, okay, how long do you have to pay your dues in order to get an opportunity? And that's, like you said, I look at like Darvin Ham, I look at like Chauncey Billups. Guys that played this game before, all of a sudden, can they relate? It's all about relationships with players, with people in the front office or ownership. I have no clue. If I did, I'd have the crystal ball, the magic ball, and I'd probably still be in there coaching.
Rick, let me ask you this question. This is something I kind of spoke with Kenny Anderson about. And we were talking, and I also had a brief conversation with Mike James. And Mike thinks Toronto would be a good look for him. And but then Kenny took a different perspective, and this is the angle I want to approach it at. Kenny feels that he doesn't even want to shot at the NBA. He says, I enjoy the collegiate level because in essence, he feels he can make a difference. Do you think sometimes that's where people's mindsets lay? Because when you're in the NBA, like Budenholzer just got handed, his walking papers, right? And in normal circumstances, Rick, you would never believe that after he gave you a championship just a few years before that would be the case. But I think that happens in the NBA more than you think, because it's not really about what you also can do and what you have done. It's about what you met Janet Jackson have done for me lately. So what is that if you were coaching, would you see yourself more in the collegiate ranks, or do you think being the CEO or the manager of egos is the best way for you to take as far as being a coach?
Strick, I take it from the late, great Chuck Daly. Chuck Daly is always, his whole thing was, what day will I get fired? That's it. And the fact that, when you named a few, coaches like Budenholzer's been a while. He's kind of a lifer. Guys like Alvin Gentry, they're kind of lifers in this league. But when you look at it in the full thing, Eric Spoelstra is, great coach. Popovich, he has a tenure in this league to be there for a long time. Rick Carlisle and Rick Carlisle won a championship in Dallas. So you're looking at this strict going like, okay, what have you done for me lately? Now you have the agents who were representing coaches become, not general managers. Presidents of different teams. And so now they're working their way in the angle to say, okay, I can, I got my guys. And, it's all about coaching.
Yeah.
They look at you, I got my guy. And then the collegiate level, don't get me wrong, it's about, you look at Deion Sanders, for example. He went to a historically black college. They performed well. Now that's an opportunity. He's not going. A lot of times these guys ain't going to get the greatest jobs who, can inherit something like Steve Kerr did with the Golden State Warriors. But it's about opportunities to say, okay, what was said about me, before what, because it's all about word of mouth in this league. It's not too many jobs in this league, but it's also crabs in a barrel.
Right. That's well said. Go ahead.
How much of coaching in the NBA, this one for both of you, how much of coaching in the NBA is the 82 to 96 games that you have in a season, regular season and playoffs on the court, X's and O's, and how much of it is off the court, managing relationships, talking with front office, media, that sort of breakdown?
Percentage.
Yeah.
Wise.
Well, see, when you look at this, and, I've been involved with this league for a long time, it's how can you bring guys together? How can you bring your team together? I mean, it's some coaches out there, y'all both talking about it. I look at like Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer went in the WNBA and he was successful. Well, Becky Hammond was in the NBA. Now she's in the WNBA. If you could coach, you could coach. It's building relationships, understanding how do you the egos that these young people have. How can you massage it? How could you make it better for you? Because when I look at like the Miami Heat the other night, they lost the game to the Knicks, but I look at them saying, wow, look at these guys play as a team. Look how, they're not looking to, make a mistake. They're looking to execute and go down the line. Then you got a lot of teams that have been in there like Memphis, and you go like, how can you control Memphis if you got guys out there with their own agendas? It's about putting guys in. Sometimes you're not going to agree with the front office. You're, as a coach, you're right there in the middle. You're between the players and the coaches, and a lot of times players kind of dictate what kind of coach they want.
One few things. I knew you took a stop, man. Hey, listen, your boy Strick always appreciates when you come through. I know you stopped on the side of the road to make it happen, so I appreciate that. But check this out, man. Are the Celtics in trouble?
You know what? I look at the Celtics, and for some reason, the barometer on them is like, okay, how bad do you want it? But you're relying on individual play and not team play.
Love it.
To me, team play is important. If somebody's got the hot hand, give it to them. And then if you don't, and then that's when the coach has got to be kind of responsible for like timeouts. I mean, Missoula, this is his first stint being a head coach. He didn't do it like, Steve Kerr right now, but it ain't over till it's over. But the fact of the matter is you got to come with a nasty attitude saying, I don't like nobody and I ain't got time to play with you, and be on attack mode, because you're not going to get every call that you got during the regular season. Playoffs is a different animal, and you're playing this team 7 times. And it ain't like you're going to play Dallas one day and going to play Minnesota the next.
Facts.
No, this is man-to-man, same team, same people, and that's the same show.
Facts. Two quick rundowns. Does Durant cement a new legacy by making this comeback, or is Jokic just a little too much?
Say that again. I didn't get that.
Does Durant cement his legacy by helping to make this comeback for the Suns, or is Jokic a little too much?
I got you. So his Jokic is too much right now. They don't have any kind of big man that can match it. Do you remember a couple of years ago when LA had Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They had a plethora of big guys that they can throw at them. So now you got one strong guy, you got an athletic guy, and McGee. And then you could go with finesse with Anthony Davis. It's a matchup nightmare, and if Ayton is not giving you what you need, it ain't like Bismack Biyombo gonna give it to you. They don't have versatility at a big.
Facts.
And
well said.
With Joker, he's an anomaly. He's a guy that can he initiates the offense. He can, he gets you with the old slow old man moves.
Right.
And that you go like, oh man, he gonna get me with that old. I'm gonna get ready to shoot the 3, but then as soon as you think I'm going, I'm exposed. So when I look at them, Durant's legacy is already cemented.
Yeah.
What else can he do? Bring another team to the finals, or he brought OKC there. He's been there with the Golden State Warriors. He's just trying to find another team like LeBron to bring him to the finals.
Right.
So I think his legacy is there. It's already cemented. But it's just the fact that they don't have any firepower. They got rid of most of their bench when they made that trade.
Facts. Last one. Lakers close out the Warriors.
You know what? I do think they will, and here's my reasoning. You're going to go up there and give it your best shot. The hardest game is the closeout game, but the Lakers know they got, they have 2 more chances. If they lose down in LA, they can still go up there and win. And LeBron's been in that situation before. Not all the guys. Anthony Davis hasn't been in that because when they won their championship, they didn't have to travel. But here, you look at every other game Anthony Davis has played, and also it's his health. Though every other game that he's played, he's been like outstanding. So that's the Anthony Davis you're probably going to get tomorrow night, and see what he does as he wants to win another championship and make sure that everybody said that bubble championship didn't mean much. Now he'll cement his legacy by doing that. Right.
Well said. Thanks, Rick, man. I appreciate you joining us on the block, man. Taking time out of your busy schedule as you're moving up in the Michigan streets. We appreciate your time and always welcome you back, my boy.
Oh, you're my man, Strick, and that bum Duke guy you got with you on that Dookie smells like Dookie.
Man, is that bad? I showered deodorant and everything today.
Hey, you better start using some Lumi deodorant or something. Still stink.
I'll take it under advisement.
Oh, Rick Mahorn, there he is. Rick Mahorn joining us on the block today.